Hey everyone, welcome back. You know that crazy video going around online? The one with the bouncer pulling a truck? Yeah, well, we're going to do a deep dive on that today.
That's right. We're talking about Kelvin Power Adebayoye, the bouncer for Kizz Daniel, who competed in Nigeria's Strongest Man competition.
This whole thing is just wild. I mean, you've got a bouncer whose job is literally to, keep things calm and handle security, suddenly out there pulling a truck.
You hit the nail on the head. It's that contrast, that unexpected element that makes this story so fascinating, right?
Totally. And it's gone totally viral. But before we go any further, let's break down some of the basics here. For those who don't know, who exactly is Kizz Daniel?
Kizz Daniel is a pretty big deal in the Nigerian music scene. He's a super talented singer and songwriter, and his music has a really global reach. He's known for his catchy tunes and captivating performances.
Okay, so we've got this famous musician, and his bouncer is, well, he's clearly not just your average bouncer, is he?
Definitely not. I mean, we've all seen bouncers who look intimidating, but Kelvin's actually putting that strength on display in a really competitive setting, you know?
Yeah, so let's talk about Nigeria's Strongest Man competition. What's the deal with that?
Well, it's basically what it sounds like. Haha. It's a yearly competition to, determine the strongest man in Nigeria. They have all sorts of crazy events. You know, you've got your truck pulls, like we saw in the video, but also things like log lifts and Atlas stones.
Oh, Atlas stones. What are those?
Oh, man, those are intense. They're these giant, heavy stones that competitors have to lift and carry. It's a real test of strength and endurance.
Wow. Okay, so this is serious stuff. This isn't just some, local gym competition.
Not at all. It's a pretty prestigious event, and it's been going on for over a decade now.
So we've got the serious strongman competition, we've got a famous musician, and we've got a bouncer who can pull a truck. How did this all come together?
That's the million-dollar question. It seems like Kelvin just decided to showcase his strength on a much bigger stage.
I'm still stuck on the truck pulling thing. Just how strong do you have to be to pull a truck with a rope? What are the physics at play here?
It's pretty mind-blowing, right? I mean, we don't know the exact weight of the truck he pulled in that viral video, but even a relatively small pickup truck can weigh over a ton.
A ton, wow.
Yeah, so to get that thing moving, Kelvin had to generate an incredible amount of force.
It's not just about brute strength, though. There's a lot of technique involved, too, like how you position your body, how you grip the rope, even how you breathe.
Man, it makes my gym routine, pathetic.
Uh-huh. Well, we can't all be strong men.
Yeah.
But there's another layer to this whole story that I think we need to talk about.
You mean the quote that's been circulating, the one that goes, "Him day use all this strength, knack woman."
Exactly. That quote, which went viral along with the video, brings up some interesting, if a bit complicated, points about, strength, masculinity, and how we perceive those things, especially in different cultures. It's definitely a funny quote. But you're right, it does raise some questions. On the one hand, it's a lighthearted joke, right? But on the other hand, it plays into these stereotypes about bouncers and masculinity that, well, maybe aren't so harmless.
That's a really good point. And it highlights how, even when we're trying to be funny, we can sometimes unintentionally perpetuate stereotypes that might not be accurate or fair.
So how do we make sense of all of this? We've got a bouncer who is also a strong man, a viral video, a quote that's both funny and a little bit problematic.
It's a lot to unpack, but I think at its core, this story reminds us that people are full of surprises. We often make assumptions about people based on their jobs or their appearance, but the truth is, everyone has hidden talents and unexpected depths.
Right. And Kelvin's story is a perfect example of that. You see a bouncer and you think, okay, this guy is strong, but you don't necessarily think, oh, he could also be a competitive athlete.
Exactly. It challenges our preconceived notions and forces us to broaden our perspectives. And you know what? It's also just really inspiring to see someone like Kelvin pursuing his passions and excelling at something so challenging.
I love that. It's like a reminder that we all have the potential to surprise ourselves and others, and that maybe we shouldn't judge a book by its cover. Right?
100%.
So to wrap this all up, what's the big takeaway here? What should our listeners be thinking about after listening to this deep dive?
I'd say be open to the unexpected. You never know what hidden talents people might have or what amazing things they're capable of. And maybe, just maybe, this story will inspire some people to explore their own hidden talents and strengths.
That's a great note to end on. And hey, if you're feeling inspired to try your hand at truck pulling after watching that video, go for it. Let us know how it goes.
Yeah, tag us in your videos.
But seriously, folks, check out the video if you haven't already. It's pretty amazing. And thanks for joining us for this deep dive. We'll catch you next time.
See you then.